While her baby was down for a noontime nap, an Oklahoma woman sat at the kitchen table to create a short poem for herself. She struggled. If only she could get the opening line right, she thought she'd be all right. Survive another day alone. Her husband died of pancreatic cancer 1 week earlier on Christmas morn, leaving her a widow of 19 with an infant baby. The teen mom invested almost all her time and attention caring for her 3-month baby girl, Janie. But when she had a moment like this New Year's Day to reflect on things, the anxious grief was overwhelming and she cried. She opened her notebook, and for as much as she tried, she could not find it in her mind or emotions to begin anything anew. Suddenly, she heard a slight unusual noise toward the front of the house. Expecting no one, she cautiously approached the door only to notice the locked doorknob rattling. Reflexively, she pulled the nearby curtain aside to see who it was attempting to enter her home. She saw a man running off the porch with a long hunting knife in his left hand. She caught a glimpse of his face, recognized him, but from where? She'd seen him follow her before, right? Was he a stalker? Was she in danger? Did someone know who she was, now helpless? She whipped her head around the room, thinking about the baby. Quickly, she ran to the kitchen cabinet above the fridge and grabbed a .22 caliber pistol, recalling the times her Iraqi veteran husband taught her to shoot it. She proceeded more measuredly to the bedroom, where she retrieved a 12-gauge shotgun from the closet. She lifted a cigar box from the shelf, grabbed and routinely loaded the 2 shells in the break-open action of the weapon. With a gun in each hand, she walked deliberately into the baby's room and picked her up. A mother's instinct protectively held her sleeping newborn close to her heart while securing a firm hold of the 2 firearms by her fingers. The woman re-entered the living room and sat on the couch facing the door. Her little girl was waking up, whimpering softly. The woman set the revolver and scattergun on the couch, dutifully took the baby into the kitchen, made her a bottle, and returned to sit, watching her little Janie enjoy the regular meal while cradling her in the nook of a mother's faithful arms. The teen mom tucked a pink blanket tightly around her baby's tiny head and ears, exposing only the petite mouth, gulping intently. Calmly, the woman picked up the phone and called 911, asking the operator, "Is it okay to shoot an intruder?" "Not unless he's inside your residence," responded the voice at the other end. The Oklahoma mother hung up abruptly, pointed both barrels at the door, and waited. But not for long. A large figure of a middle-aged man crashed through the entrance, and at close range, the woman pulled the trigger, hitting him directly in the chest with a nice tight spread, exposing his insides and killing the stranger instantly. The corpse fell to the floor and bled onto the carpet at the woman's feet. "It was you or my kid," she said to the lifeless man, knife still clenched in his hand. The woman fixated on the knife. The phone rang. She ignored it. All her focus was on the inert blade. It was hypnotic. Sunlight sparkled off the polished steel. There was blood on it. She became aware of the red splatterings around the rest of the place and the human tissue on the back wall. She looked at Janie, still sucking without interruption, safe, quiet. The okay mother turned once more toward the knife. The knife. Why the knife? She closed her eyes and breathed a deep sigh. From this young mom, there were no tears. She gathered up Janie, stepped over the gory mess, went into the kitchen, seated herself at the table, her dear child held on one side, picked up a pen without any stress, and wrote in her notebook, "What kind of dumbass brings a knife to a gunfight?"